Now we're going to do the same mail merge, only this time we're going to use an Access database. And we're not building this database within Word the way the book shows. We're building the Access database outside of Word. It's going to make a lot more sense once we go through Microsoft Access. But just watch these steps. It's not hard to create a database. There's just a couple things you need to remember. You can replay this to remember that. With Access, what I did right away is I clicked on a blank database. And in Access, you name the database before you start. And where you put it, you need to change the place you put it and the file name before you create it. If you don't, you have to exit out of Access and you cut and paste it to where you want it. You can't do a save as. There's no such thing. So we're going to find a place to put this, and I'm going to put it in document Screen-O-Matic. I think I'll put it in Screen-O-Matic videos, and this database is going to be called Merge Data from Access. I can spell it right. And it's going to be Word. We're using MS Word again, and we're going to get the data from Access. And I got to remember it's in Documents and Screen-O-Matic videos. I lost my data for my Excel spreadsheet. So here we go. We click OK. And then I'm going to, you see it's going to be, the file name is going to be this. It's going to save it here, and I create. Okay. Now I find the best way to add new field names, like we did with Excel at the top, is to go to View over here and switch to the Design View. Okay, so switch to the Design View, and you name the table. It can be called anything. We'll just call Data for Word. It doesn't matter what you call this over here, and say OK. Now it's much easier to put in the field names. There's a little key here that doesn't need to be there, and that primary key deals with unique data. We could actually take that off of there, so there is no primary key. I could turn it on and take it off. But if there's a key there, you can only have one data item per field name. We'll explain that later. So I'm going to just take it off right now. So and everything is going to be in short text. So the first thing I had was last name. So I'm putting in the field names this way. And then I had first name. And then I had email, mail address. See how simple this is? And the last thing is going to be the cell number, cell phone. And that's going to be short text also. Because if you put dashes in a cell phone number and you use a number instead of a short text, it'll try to subtract those numbers. So you want to leave everything as text, letters and characters. So we got our field names in here. Remember that to get there, I went to View and went to the Design View to switch out of that other view to get into this view. This key over here switches between the two. This is very important. You remember how to switch back and forth. Now I'm going to go to the datasheet view. I save the table, and then I can put in my data. Just like Excel, I can stretch these out. How easy is this? And everything's generated through the tab key. So I put Gill. I'll put Robert this time. And Robert.Gill at, I'll do my K-12 website instead of the Bob Gill. And cell number would be the same. 605-222-4259. And then let's just put Jones, Scott.Jones at delta.com. I just made that up. And 605-222-8954. Whoops, I forgot the dashes. 605-222-5, something like that. And then let's go Cummings, and let's say Martha, and martha.c@gmail.com. I'm just trying to get different data. And we're doing exactly the same thing as a spreadsheet, but this, you build the field names before you add the data. And let's go 605-4875-2548. Okay? So there's our data. We got 3 data items. And one thing about Access is when you type in a row of data, it automatically saves. You never have to hit the save button. You have to save it when you go the design view, you save your design view, but once you're putting in data, you can put in hundreds and hundreds of stuff. If your machine shuts off, it saves it every time you enter and go to the next field. It saves the data. So these can't be lost once they're put in unless your hard drive goes back. So I'm going to, I've got the data. I know where it's at, I hope, if I remember. I don't have to hit save. All I have to do now is the data is in there. I can jump over to Microsoft Word. Same exact thing. I've got the data. I'm going to use existing data, and I put that in Documents, Videos, Merge Data from Access. And I do that. Oh, I can't do that unless I got to exit out of this first. So I'm going to exit out of this. Oops, that was the wrong one. I need to X out of Access. Change the layout of table, data for Word. Yes. So I have to exit out of here before I can do what I'm doing. Okay? So, now, I should be able to, a few mistakes there. My problem was that I didn't exit out of Access, and I don't want to start this whole thing over. So I exit out of Access, and then I'm going to select my recipients. I'm going to go to where that little hog was stored. It was in Screen-O-Matic Videos, Access. Okay. Now, you see I have my merge fields. So I've set up Access as my existing data. I went to Documents, Videos, and I set it up, and now I should be able to use this. So I'm going to say dear, and I'm going to put first name, last name. So I'm going to go first name, and then space, and I'm going to do last name. I just sent an email to, and I'm going to add their email address. I will call you at cell phone to confirm your address. Bob. Okay, so let's preview the results. Dear Robert, how did I do that? Well, let's go back to preview. Oh, I did first name. Ooh, whoops. Okay, I want to do first name and then last name. Sorry, first name, last name, comma. Now, preview results. Dear Robert Gill, I sent an email to the K12 address. I'll call you at your phone number to confirm. Next person is Scott Jones at delta.com. See how easy this is. It's so, you just have to go to select your recipients. You make your database either in Excel or Access. Go to your Word documents, go to mailings, select your recipients, find the place where you save it. That's the hardest part for me, is remembering where I saved it. And then once it's set up, you have all your 3 people, Martha Cummings, Scott Jones, Robert Gill. Take it off, put it on. Take it off, preview. And like I said before, to be able to send 3 different letters to these 3 people, you would finish and merge. Put it in an envelope. You could even make labels over here by going to envelopes. You could make envelopes, or you could do labels over here also. So how easy is that? So I hope this helps. Once you do Microsoft Access, this will make a lot more sense. Play this a few times to get the drift of how you create a new Access database. And we'll talk about primary keys and all that stuff when we get to that part. So have a great day, and I'll see if I can get back Thursday for class. Bye.